Hello all, and welcome to Miss Martin's classroom. For these writing into the day sessions, I want you to have a pen or pencil ready to go with some paper in front of you. Inspired by how Linda Reef teaches quick writes, I'm going to ask you to write for a solid 3 to 5 minutes. Even if you feel like you don't have anything to write about, I want you to keep trying to write anything you can for the entire time. There will be a moment in these podcasts after I read the poem where I ask you to pause. This is the time where you should pause the podcast and try to write for 3 to 5 minutes. Once you write for at least 3 minutes, or however long the creative current takes you, you may unpause the podcast. Today's Writing into the Day podcast will be featuring a poem by Mary Hunter Austin, Rathers. Have your pencil or pen out and be ready to write. Austin often writes with a natural focus, as she was largely involved in Native American preservation movements. In this particular poem, the author shares animals that they would rather be in a poem that almost reads like a song. As I read this poem, I want you to think about who you are and who you would rather be. You could also consider what qualities you have and what qualities you would rather have. I also want you to think about the way the poem reads and how the words sound together. Think about how this makes you feel, and think about how it impacts the words that she's already saying. Keep these ideas in mind as I read. Rathers by Mary Hunter Austin. I know very well what I'd rather be if I didn't always have to be me. I'd rather be an owl, a downy feathered owl, a winkety-blinkety yellow-eyed owl in a hole in a hollow tree. I'd take my dinner in Chipmunk Town, and wouldn't I gobble the field mice down if I were a winkety-blinkety owl and didn't always have to be me. I know very well what I'd like to do if I didn't have to do what I do. I'd go and be a woodpecker, a rappity-tappity red-headed woodpecker, in the top of a tall old tree. And I'd never take a look at a lesson or a book, and I'd scold like a pirate on the sea, if I only had to do what I like to do, and I didn't always have to be me. Or else I'd be an antelope, a prong-horned antelope with lots of other antelopes skimming like a cloud on a wiregrass plain, a bounding, bouncing antelope. You'd never get me back to my desk again. Or I might be a puma, a singe-colored puma, a slinking, sly-foot puma, as fierce could be, and I'd wait by the water-holes where antelope drink in the cool of the morning, and I do not think that ever any antelope could get away from me. But if I were a hunter, a red Indian hunter, I'd like to be a hunter. I'd have a bow made of juniper wood from a lightning-blasted tree, and I'd creep on that puma asleep, a flint-tipped arrow, an eagle-feathered arrow, for a puma kills calves, and a puma kills sheep, and he'd never eat any more antelope if he once met up with me. Now, we will be writing for at least 3 minutes, or however long the creative current takes you. Write as quickly and as specifically as you can about whatever this poem brings to your mind. If you find yourself drawing a blank, you can always take a line from the poem and use it to lead your thinking. Please pause the podcast now, and when you are finished, please unpause. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also check out my hashtag MSMReadyToRead and follow me on Instagram at ms_martins_class for more writing into the day and fun lessons that are sure to engage you and your kiddos. Thanks for listening.